Hi guys, I'm back. Okay, it's bad. I'm already coughing. Not a good sign. For those of you who didn't know, I haven't been able to go live for the last 2 weeks because I had COVID 2 weeks ago, and it's still got the cough. I don't know if you can tell my voice still isn't quite back, but it's a lot stronger. Used to be I could only whisper, so you'll be able to hear me. I hope. Let me know if you don't. I'll try to make sure I'm still speaking good. I'm gonna have to take a drink too. My goodness, I've been pretty good all day. And of course, I have to start acting up when I get on my live. But hopefully, I've remembered everything. Let me get my chat back up here on YouTube. Oh, that definitely helped. I can tell my voice is doing better already. Oh, hi, Betty. Glad you're here. From Alberta, Canada. I'm glad you're here. I see some people coming on Facebook. Nobody's commented yet. If I don't see any here in a little bit, then I'll have to refresh. I get paranoid about Facebook because there have been a couple times. Oh, hi, Mary Alice. Glad I am feeling much better. Still got some remnants of COVID, but doing much, much better. Let's see here. I will probably have to think every once in a while because I can tell I'm out of practice with these. I was getting in practice. Now all of a sudden I'm not. But hope you enjoyed today's video. I have started a new monthly card club. It's an online one. Anyone in the USA can join. And I have a link to the card club below if you're interested. My first month, I'm starting with the Christmas Barn Bundle. Now, every month, I will come up with at least 2 alternative cards with different stamp sets, and that's what I'm going to make here in a little bit. So I'll tell you all about that here in just a minute. So while we're waiting for some people to come, oh, we've got some more people on YouTube. Hi, Colette and Colleen. Glad you guys are here. One from Ohio, one from Missouri, on either side of me. Not right next to me. Ohio's right next to me. We've got Illinois in between us, but that's not too bad. Okay. Let's go ahead while we're waiting for some more people to come on. I've got some stuff to go over, and then we'll do the door prize. Now, today is free shipping. Make sure that you get your order in by 11:59 Mountain Time tonight. If you place at least a $75 order before shipping and tax, you get free shipping. And if you use my host code, and it's there in the picture, you can also click on my monthly thank you gifts link below in the video description, and that'll give you my current host code and the thank you gifts you get. And I added an extra thank you gift for those of you that order today. So let me switch that, but that's an 11% savings because shipping, when you get up to a $75 order, it's 11% of your order. So you're saving quite a bit of money getting that free shipping. I'm going to be taking advantage of that here, hopefully after the live. I've got a Zoom meeting I'm supposed to attend, but I'll definitely get it done before the end of the day today. Now, this thing is acting up again. Oh, no, there we go. And here are my gifts. If you place the order today, I put $50 order just because of the money situations. If you don't get up to the $75, but you do a $50 order, you're still going to get this pack of paper for free. This is the metallic and shimmer specialty paper. So you can see a little picture there on the left. And but if you bump it up to the 75, that's when you get your free shipping. I didn't think that through when I figured that up, but I thought I'm not going to change it. We're going to leave it that way. And then there are also the other thank you gifts that are through all of October. And you'll be able to get those also. So it's not just limited to that pack of paper. You'll also get with any size order my VIP video, get access to that, and then you can read on there. And also, like I said, if once I take the screen down, you can always click on the monthly thank you gift link below in the video description. And then there's one more promotion. This is such a good promotion. Oh, hi, Valerie. Glad you're here. This is better, I think, than the one that we had during Celebration. This one, you get $30 extra to add to your starter kit for free. So you get to choose how you want to spend that $30 from any of the current catalogs. You will also have the chance. There is a new collection of products that are going to come out to customers November 1st. But as a demonstrator, we get to start ordering those products now, starting today. So once you sign up, you can start ordering that. Actually, I think you can even add it to your starter kit. But even if you can't, you'll be able to order it when as soon as you become a demonstrator. As soon as you become a demonstrator, you get at least 20% off everything you order. Really, really good deal. And all you have to do is do $300 a quarter, but your first quarter is waived. So no matter what, as soon as you sign up, you are a demonstrator till the end of March. So you get to be a demonstrator during celebration too, and a new mini catalog. So that's pretty cool. So I want to make sure you knew about that. And don't forget about the Christmas paper pumpkin. This is Ho Ho Ho. And the one that's going to come out in November, it coordinates with this. You don't have to have both of them to make the projects, but they do coordinate together. If you want to get the first one, you have to make sure you subscribe by October 10th, and that's next Monday. Okay, I'm going to get my chat back up here real quick. Well, here, let's go to this camera. I'm a little slow today. Sorry about that. Excuse me. Oh, hi, Cheryl. Glad you're here. Hopefully, I'm not going to be coughing through this whole video. This is crazy. Excuse me. Okay, now, first, let's do the door prizes. Oh, no, wait a minute. First, I have to, Mary Alice, you're going to get embarrassed. But I just had to show you this cute card. Isn't this adorable? She sent this card to me, thanking me for the door prize that she earned. You don't have to do that, but that was really, really nice of her. I was so glad to get that in the mail. I love getting happy mail. So isn't that a cute card? And I do believe this is still in the annual catalog, the Otter set. I really, really like that. But that's a cute card, Mary Alice. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to draw for the cards I did. Can you believe how long it's been since I've done this? Oh, hi, Judy from Florida. I hope you're in the part of Florida that didn't get hit by the hurricane. Hope you're doing well. My husband's cousin has lost her house down there. She lived in Fort Myers. They're okay, thank goodness. That's the most important thing. I hope you're doing good. So these were the cards that I made last, this was before COVID. So it's been 3 weeks ago. Can you believe that? I've missed 2 lives. So yeah, it was 3 weeks ago. These were with the Trimming the Tree bundle. Now the stamp set is still available. The dies aren't anymore. Those were gone at September 30th. But these are the ones that you can get. Everybody that watched my video live and watched the recording and commented got to be put in the drawing to get these. So those of you that have commented today are also going to be put in the drawing for the cards I'm making today. And those of you watching live, you'll get an extra chance to get a door prize. I'll show you that here in just a minute. So let's go ahead and do that weird screen thing I have to do. And then I will switch this and make this big, and we are going, I'm trying to be fancy, but it never works out very good. So here's the live door prizes. I put everybody's names. I think they're like 26 people, so thanks for commenting. Have so much fun interacting with you guys. It's a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and click this. We'll see who gets these cards. And those of you that won door prizes last time, I got COVID just 2 days after the last live, so I wasn't able to get everything mailed out. And I am still trying to catch up. Oh, it's Lou Watts. Congratulations, Lou. I hope you're watching. What you need to do is, I can't remember if you were watching on Facebook or YouTube, but make sure if you click that contact me link in the video description if you're watching on YouTube, and give me your mailing address, and I'll get these cards mailed out to you right away. So let's go ahead. But those of you that are waiting on door prizes, I will get those mailed out this week. I'm sorry, it's just been crazy since I've been sick. Trying to catch up. So let's go ahead and go here. So Lou, make sure you contact me. And if you're watching on Facebook, you can just message me through my Create with Christy page. But make sure you get your mailing address, and I will get those mailed out to you right away. Now, here is the door prize. All of you that are watching right now live can get for free. What I'll do, everybody that comments during this live all the way through will get put in the drawing. And about 30 to 45 minutes after the video, I will put a post on my Facebook page and also on my communities tab of my Create with Christy YouTube channel, the winner of this. I can't put everybody's names. It takes a little while to get everybody's names on that wheel. So I have to do a post later. I won't be able to announce it during this video. So make sure you comment during the live and you'll get put on this. And if you're watching the recording, like I said, everybody watches the recording and watches live gets put in the drawing for the cards I'll be making. So, like I said at the beginning, excuse me, my goodness. I'm just going to say one big excuse me for all my coughs. Believe me, I feel so much better. I just can't get rid of this stupid cough. But like I said, I'm starting a monthly card club. You have till October 15th to subscribe, and you'll pay through PayPal, and you don't have to have an account through PayPal. You can just click on the subscribe button on my Card Club page, and there's a link to my Card Club page in the video description. And it will automatically charge you every month, and you can cancel anytime. There's no obligation to stay on. So I've lost my YouTube people again. Let me get them back up again. Every time I change a screen, I lose my YouTube people. Oh, I've got Velma and Cheryl that have joined me. Thank you, guys. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, Cheryl, I'm doing much better. I'm so glad. Okay. So I've got 2 people from Canada today. Thanks for coming. Okay, now, go back to my club. I've written down everything that you get in each month. There will be at least $21 to $27 worth of Stampin' Up! Product, and that will usually include a half pack of designer series paper, a full roll of ribbon, and a pack of embellishments. Sometimes I might add to that. I might change it up a little bit, but it's always going to be between $21 and $27 worth of product, and you will have plenty of extra after you make the cards. I'll also send all the additional supplies needed to make the cards. There can be 3 designs, and you make 2 of each. And I've got sneak peek pictures. Those are the actual cards. Those are the sneak peek pictures. Because I don't want to show you the full thing. Only the people that join the club get to see the full cards. And I will also include the envelopes and any other embellishments that may not be included. And you will get an exclusive video that teaches you how to make all 3 cards. And there is an option to add on the featured stamp set or bundle. You don't have to get the whole bundle. You can just get the stamp set. But there is an option, and now I'm giving you a discount if you do that. You will not have to pay for the shipping or the sales tax. I'll pay for that. All you're going to pay is for just the price of the product if you do the add-on. So you can find all about that in my Card Club link below. And then every 6 months, and it's continuous months. Now, if you were to cancel, then your 6 months would start all over again if you started again. But for after 6 continuous months of being in club, you'll get a bonus package worth $25, and that'll happen every 6 months. And like I said, you can cancel anytime. Okay, now I'm going to show you, see if I can get a hold of them here. Switch cameras again. There we go. And get my chat back up. Shouldn't have to mess with my chat much now. We'll be on this camera for a while. But this is what is actually in what you're going to get this month in my Christmas Barn bundle. So you'll get the half pack of the Painted Christmas Designer Series paper. There'll be 6 by 12 sheets. You'll get 2 of each design. Let's go ahead and look and see what these look like. This paper actually came out last year, and it was so popular. Well, if I can get a hold of this, it came out again this year, and I thought this works perfect with that Christmas Barn set, so that's why I picked it out. So I'm going to kind of do it this way so you can see all the designs. So we've got this one, and this is, oops, I thought I could get a hold of that. Things are sticking together. And there's the other design there. Okay, so you get 2 sheets of that. Then we've got this one and this. This paper is so pretty. I really like it. I'm glad it came back for another year. A lot of times we only get to have paper for 1 year, and we got to do this for 2 Christmases. This one's a little hard to see. There we go. No, there, you can see that better. So that's the other side of that one. Then we've got this one. I love the different looks that you can get with this paper. And then we've got this. And 2 more designs. We've got this one here. And we've got this one. Okay. And these are the papers I'm going to be using on my alternative cards here in a little bit too. My alternative cards are to give people other ideas. If they don't want to make 2 of each of the cards, they can just see how I changed it out with a different stamp set. Excuse me. Hope I don't get that wheezing cough going here again. Oops, sorry. I'm going to go ahead and keep that out. You also get a full pack of the gold shimmer ribbon. It's 3/8 of an inch wide. Very pretty ribbon. Here, let me show you. It looks a little shinier when you take it out of the packaging. But it is such a pretty ribbon. So you get the full ribbon here, full roll, and you're only going to need to use a little bit of this to make the cards. Same with the DSP, so you'll have this left over. You'll also get a full pack of the Festive Pearls. I had to write the name on there because Stampin' Up, They didn't proofread real well, and it had a different title right here. So I wrote Festive Pearls so I'd remember what they were. But it even comes with the cherry cobbler, soft succulent, silver, and gold pearls. And I'll be using those in the alternative cards here in a minute too. So you also get that. And the club is $39.50 a month. And that includes the shipping, the video, everything I listed, plus all these that I'm showing you here. And I did say usually I just do DSP, an embellishment, and a ribbon, but I'm also adding a sheet of the wonderful snowflakes. You only need 2 of them to make your cards. You'll have 4 extra. I want to make sure you had some of those. So you get a full sheet of the wonderful snowflakes. This is something else that came back this year. So that's everything you get with the $39.50, plus the video, the shipping, all the other supplies to make the other the 6 cards. And I think I've listed off everything. But you also have the option, and I thought I grabbed that. Where did I put that? Oh my goodness, I hate it when I do that. I know I brought that bundle over here. We've got the Christmas Barn Bundle. That is strange. I had it right here. Oh, here it is. I put it on my die cutting machine. So you have the option of getting this. This is going to be, let me look at my prices here. If you only get the Christmas Barn stamp set, it's $19. And if you get the bundle, and I'll show you the dies here, it's $47. So like I said, I pay the shipping and tax. You're just going to pay for the actual price of the product. So this is $47 to add on if you want to, and this is $19 if you want to add it on. So with the club, like I said, PayPal will just charge your card every month until you cancel, and you always have to go back to my page. I'll send an email to everybody to let me know if you want that month's stamp set or bundle. So that is it. Now we're going to start making some cards. I know that's what most of you are here for. Now, like I said, these are the alternate cards for my club. I'm going to be using the Kindest Gnomes set. So I know this is totally different from that Christmas Barn set, but I really like this. It's so cute. Now, the only die I'm going to be using, make sure I get the right one here. I think it's this. Yeah, this one. This one right here. And the stamp I decided to use this one with the braids. And I'm using the Merry Christmas and Happy New Year stamp. Okay. Let's go ahead. I'm going to grab... Oh, and when I give you the when you get the kit, I'm sorry, my card club. I'm not thinking of words today. When you get the card club, I will give you extra white or whatever, if I'm using vanilla, whichever one, cardstock. So that way, if you use a different stamp set, then if it's a bigger stamp set, bigger images, that way you've got extra paper, and you'll probably even have extra paper when you're done with the cards. I just want to make sure you have plenty of supplies to make those cards. So this one I just happened to pick up just a 2x3 inch piece. And I'm going to use Memento ink. Oh, and also the ink is not supplied in the card club. So if you click on that card club page, I will always put a list of the other the ink colors and anything else I use, like I'm using a blender pen. That's something else you have to have. So all of that is listed on that card club page. I'm so sorry. Okay, now I'm going to stamp this right here in the middle. I think I'm going to have to get a drink again. I can't believe this. I must be because I'm talking a little more. And these lights are on me. I bet that's what's drying my throat out, because I've been doing pretty good today. Okay. Oh, hi. Oh, Melissa, you want to join the club? I'd love for you to join. And one thing I think you are, it's only available to those in the United States. That's per Stampin' Up rules. I would give it to other people in other countries, but since it's got product with it, I can only do it for people that live in the U.S. So, Melissa, just click on that card club link in the description. If you don't know how to get there, let me know. I think I can explain it. Sometimes it's hard to find it, but it's there on my Create with Christy. Well, you can see my createwithchristy.com in the bottom left corner. If you go there and then click on Join My Stampin' Fun, you'll see a little drop-down box, and it'll tell you Card Club. You just click on that, and that's where you can subscribe. So I've got my little gnome. I love this gnome. He is so cute. I'm going to use my blender pen, because this is what I used with my Christmas Barn cards. And let me look at my cheat sheet here. Okay, I'm going to take Soft Succulent, and I'm using the ink colors I use there too. Oh, I'm sorry. When I watercolor, I always squeeze this instead of taking the ink directly from the ink pad, because I don't want to get a spot that's just getting wet. I think eventually I'm thinking it'll start discoloring. So I squeeze so I can get some ink here in the lid, actually the bottom of the case. So that's my Soft Succulent, and this is something I learned while I made these cards. Sometimes when you use a blender pen, it starts leaving streaks. It's still going to leave a few. It's not like our blends. There we go. So what I'm going to do, where I want it to be dark, I'll just put a little of the dark soft succulent. I'm using a very light touch. I found that out. Sometimes I use too hard of a touch with my blender pen. And when I do that, I'm going to just use strokes here. Looks like this might be drying out on me. I might have to grab my other one. Just use that light touch, and the strokes aren't as noticeable. But I kind of liked the stroke look with this, so it works out just fine. It really looks good on the barn. Makes it look more rustic looking. So I'm going to color him in here. Try to go a little faster here so you don't get bored. But isn't that nose adorable? Now, I am using the Memento pad. You could, Stays On is what people normally use when they watercolor. I wanted to show you how you could still do it with a Memento. Now, if I was using the water painters, I would definitely use my Stays On. But I decided, because the Christmas barn, no, that is rubber. Never mind. So it would definitely work. I try not to use Stays On with my photopolymer because it's really hard to get those clean, because you're not supposed to use the Stays On cleaner on those because they start to ruin your stamps if you use it too much. So we've got this on here. So I'm kind of staying off the lines. This doesn't get really wet too, so that ink should not mess up on me. So that is all the Soft Succulent I'm using. Since I'm trying to stick with the colors that I have, that I listed for the club, I'm using Crumb Cake. Oh, I just saw you just ordered the gnome set, Melissa. Good. This is a cute set. So I'm going to grab some Crumb Cake and just lightly do his nose. Since gnomes aren't real, actually, this kind of looks like skin to me, just darker skin. He's got a tan. Or he's front. This is trying to think of a country that would be this color, but there we go. I think he looks cute. Got to get that little nose there. There we go. I could have made it pink. Well, pink doesn't go with it. So the Crumb Cake with the colors I'm using work the best for his skin. So let's grab Soft Seafoam. Actually, I'm using all the colors that I listed for the club. And I decided to do his little shirt here. Now, I don't have any trouble with little strokes on little images. The larger ones, you see them more. But when you're doing it on a smaller one, it colors in a lot easier. So get his sleeves here. Okay. Then he's going to be definitely a Christmas gnome. Let's see, I'm going to grab my evening, oh, there it is, my evening evergreen. Squeeze it. Oh, hi, Michelle. Glad your first time viewer. Thanks for coming. I always like to get first. I love my return people. I love my first timers too. So glad you guys came. Okay, so now I'm going to do his pants with the evening evergreen. Oh yeah, this blender pen is definitely drying out a little bit. Okay, and these are his pants too. Right here at the side. And you just keep picking up ink if it starts to lighten up too much. And then you always clean it off. I don't know if you noticed I was doing that. You clean it off on the grid paper to go to another color. Let's go ahead and do his hair. I'll cover up my Memento before it dries out on me. Oh, come on. There we go. I'm going to use Early Espresso. He or she's going to be oops. Forgot I was coloring that stamping. He's going to be a brunette. Get to where I say she just because his hair's braided. Her hair is braided, but this could definitely be a boy too. Gnomes can have whatever length hair they want. I'm just coloring his hair in. And I'm actually leaving some white spaces on here, because that also gives you the watercolor effect. And I'm skipping this little spot here because that's just a little band for his to keep his hair together. Get that on there. Now, can you see this okay? I could probably zero in a little more. Let's see. There, that's a little better. Don't make it too big, because then you won't see my die cutting machine. I can always zero, come back out again. There we go. Oh, good. Oh, hi, Lynette from New York. Glad you're upstate New York. Glad you're here. Yep, I like coloring. I always had colored in coloring books as a kid, and sometimes I don't have the time to color, but I like to. A lot of times I don't color in my lives because I'm afraid you guys are going to get bored, but there we go. So now we've got his hair all done. Now I'm going to use Cherry Cobbler, and this is the last of all of the ink pads. Got to add some red too. So he's got his gloves. These could be hands too, but I thought they looked more like gloves. Color that in. And I decided to have his, oh, I did forget to do his buttons. We'll do that here in a minute. Decided to make his little hair bands be red. And we're going to, I don't know why I just clean that because I'm still using red. And then do his little shoes. I kind of did the inside first to make it a little darker. And then the outside can be a little lighter. Because the more, as you color, why do I keep cleaning that? As you color, it will lighten up because you're taking some of the ink out of that blender pen. And also, if you use water painters, I would also use watercolor paper. But with the blending pens, since they don't get super wet, it definitely works with just our basic white with no problem. So like I said, I forgot to do his little buttons, and I did those with Early Espresso. I thought they could be wooden buttons. That just seemed like something a gnome would have. So there we go. So he is all done. And we're going to stamp one more thing with this card, that is. I'll be stamping more, of course, with the second card. I'm grabbing my the Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And I'm using a piece of soft sea foam. This is a 3x1 piece. And I probably will make it a little bigger for the kit. That way, in case you've got a greeting that's a little bigger, you can use it that way. And, oh, I do need the Early Espresso again. So this one is actually bigger than what I need. And if you wanted to, you could just keep it a rectangle. But in the Christmas Barn set, there is a die that actually die cuts the greeting that I use. And I kind of liked that look. But you don't have to have dies to get that look. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab my paper snips here. And not being perfect, I'm actually even going to make little curves down here on purpose. Kind of go around the words. When I'm in between words, kind of go up a little bit again. And I'm moving the paper more than the scissors to get those curves a little smoother. You know, cut here a little bit. I haven't done this very often, so I'm still not real good at it. But I still like the look of it. So just stay close to the words. You don't have to get letters. I mean, you don't have to get real intricate on it. Like I said, you can just do little waves. When it's straight, I tend to do waves just because I don't, if you try to do a straight cut, at least when I do a straight cut, it is always curvy. It never looks right or angled. So if you intentionally do little curves, seems to, I'm kind of moving the scissors a little bit. Actually moving the paper more than that. Then it doesn't look weird. Kind of go around here. Okay, so now I've got this. I know it doesn't look super good, but it still looks good once it goes on the card. And I might even do a little bit more of a curve right here. There we go. So we've got that greeting done. Do you believe, yep, now we need to get the die cutting machine out. See if I can get this in the screen. Oh, good. I thought I'd have to change the screen again, but I think we're doing good. So to die cut, you need the base platform, the die plate, and a standard cutting plate. Bring in my little gnome. And we're going to put him right inside the opening in that die. I love our dies because the image fits in perfectly. Makes it so much easier to line up. And this is Post-it tape I'm using, by the way, in case you're wondering. You can use washi tape, but Post-it tape works so much better. And I found it on Amazon. I bet you can probably find it in an office supply store. Okay, I think it's actually kind of like supposed to be correction tape or something, but I like our labeling tape, but I like it better for this. So there we've got our little guy. Isn't he adorable? Okay, and I'm going to do some embossing. Now this is something I'm doing for the card club also. I'm using the wintry embossing folders. Oops, get back of the screen. And they'll both be embossed with the snowflake one, since you're making two versions of this card. So grab this. So you don't have to worry about having the embossing folders. I'll get that done for you. So we'll put this in here. So I do all the die cutting and embossing except for stamped images. If you've got the die set, then you're fine. If not, you can fussy cut those out. Because it's just, oh, help if I did the right. Boy, I am sick. I forgot. I'm not sick, just not thinking clearly. We've got the platform number 1. This is a 3D folder. So then all we need is that specialty plate on top. Got to talking and forgot what sandwich I needed. Oh, but if I die cutted little images that you're going to stamp, it is impossible to stamp those right in the middle. And plus, if you're using a different stamp set, it wouldn't help you either. So anything that you stamp, you have to fussy cut if you don't have the die set. I love that snowy, wintry look. Okay, we are done with the die cutting machine. I'm even done with this because I'm not even using it on the second card, which is unbelievable. I always use my die cutting machine. Okay, so let's get situated here again. And I'm going to grab the card base. This is a 5.5 by 8.5. So like I said, all this card stock you're seeing, this is for one of the designs of the cards you make in the card club. So this will kind of give you an idea of everything that you're going to get to on top of the stuff I showed earlier. So look at those corners. Oops, I almost knocked all my supplies down. That would have been cute. Okay, and then I'm going to use a piece of that Painted Christmas DSP that comes in the kit. This one is a 1 inch by 5 1/4. And I'm actually using a different design than what I used in the card club. And if you don't like the design I pick out in card club, you just use a different one. Since you've got half pack of the DSP, you can change it up, no problem. Okay, so we will get this on here. Now I'll put this, now that, if hopefully you noticed, because I forgot to show it, the embossing folder was a little one. That goes in our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. But it worked out fine for my card, even though this is a full 4 inch, because I think it's like a 3.5 inch width. I'm putting DSP here, so it doesn't matter. And sometimes I kind of like that, because I could even stamp a greeting there instead if I wanted to. So I put this right across here. I'm going to grab a piece of that pretty ribbon that comes in the club. This is that gold shimmer ribbon, the 3/8 inch one. I think there's another gold shimmer. This one actually shimmers more than the other one we've got. I love this one. And, oh, there it is. Here is put some seal on each end. And I'm going to put it right along the edge, maybe overlap just a little bit of my DSP, because I want as much of that to show as possible. I picked this design out because I thought it gives that rustic look the gnome needs. Okay, now that the ribbon's on there, we can put that on the card base. Oh, hi, Pat. I'm glad you're here. Who else do I? And Carol. I don't think I said hi to Carol. Oh, hi, Barbie. And, oh, I said hi to Michelle, but hi again, Michelle. Okay. Excuse me. We'll put this right here in the middle. Now, if one thing I forgot to say at the beginning, if you have a question, please ask it in the comments. If I miss it, I will come back. Facebook, it's real easy. I'll come back and reply to your comment. Those of you on YouTube, once the live is over, the live chat, you can see it, but you can't comment on it anymore. So I'll put the answer in the regular comments of the video, just so you know that. Okay, so here's that. Let's see. Need to grab a snowflake. So this is how you take them out of the sheet that you'll get if you join club. Just gently take it out. It's only connected in a few spots, mainly the ends here. And the neat thing with these, it's an iridescent look. I probably won't be able to, you might be able to see it shiny a little bit. And this side is just a matte white. So if you wanted to change the color, like do a purple one or something, or light purple or light green, something like that, you could sponge some ink on it. But I like that iridescent side. And I'm going to grab some glue dots. And I'm only going to put it on the center section here. Put that there. And I'm going to put a couple of them just because the center space is a little bigger than that glue dot. And we will put it about right here. Okay. And, oh, there's my gnome. And I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals. So turn that over. Put one up here. And there. And this, I might be able to get a large one on there, but it's a little iffy. So I'm going to grab my minis. And I'm only, this side of the greeting, here, let me get hold of it. This side of the greeting here is actually going to overlap the gnome. So I only need one on the opposite end. I don't want to put one here because then that will make this all cockeyed on me. So let's go ahead and put that gnome on first. Scoop these off, paper backings. And we will put our little gnome right here over the snowflake. I just thought the snowflake looked really cute behind him. And I'm going to put a little bit of just regular seal here on this end. We'll take the paper backing off of that. So then the adhesive side's going to go on him just a little bit. Move it over. Oh, that's pretty. I might move it over just a little bit more so we can show as much of him as we can. There we go. So that's almost done. Isn't that cute? But we got to use those pearls that come in the kit, in the club. And I decided to use the soft succulent since this is mainly a green card. You could definitely use whatever color you want. And I'm going to put a couple right here. And these pearls are so pretty. And I like the smaller size. Sometimes you like having the big ones for flower centers. But for the Christmas stuff, I really like using the little ones. One there, and then I'll grab another one, and we'll put it about right here, I think. There we go. And I always do the inside of my cards. So we're going to grab a piece of basic white, 4x5 1/4, and another piece of that Painted Christmas DSP. This one is a 4x1/2 inch, and I want to use the same side I use here. You don't have to, but I wanted it to coordinate more with the outside of the card. So get this on here. Hi, Lisa. I'm glad you're here. I don't think I saw you a minute ago. Put this on. And just as a recap from earlier, everybody that comments during the live will get put in a drawing to get these. These are retired matte decorative dots. They were in the holiday catalog last year. But you'll get your name put in this, and I'll announce that winner after the live's over in another post, about 30 to 45 minutes. On Facebook, another post. On YouTube, in my communities tab in a post. Okay, now we will go ahead and put this on the inside. And if you're watching the recording, then you will also be if you comment, be put in a drawing to get the cards I'm making today. And everybody watching live will get a chance to get this too. But you can only win one prize per video because I want to get at least 2 winners. So there we go. So there's the first alternative card for my Christmas Barn card club that starts this month. So let's go ahead. I'm going to I'm using another stamp set now. Excuse me. And let me find that. There we go. I had it covered up. I'm using the Decorated with Happiness. And this is also in the July to December mini catalog. And the stamps I'm using all 3 of the outline ornaments. And I'm using this here. I'm using the Christmas greeting stamp and the Wish You a Season Decorated with Happiness and Wonder. And these little swishes right here do color in the ornaments. Oh, thanks, Carol, for sharing. I appreciate that. Good, Pat. I'm glad you love it. And Betty, thanks. I'm glad you thought that was a cute card. I love the gnomes too. They're adorable. Okay, so, but this time I decided instead of using these to color these ornaments in, I wanted to actually color them in with my blender pen. I didn't want the watercolor or the swish look. I just wanted to have those colored in. And this one also colors in the branches, but I like just having the outline of the branches this time. So let's go ahead. I'm going to look at my card here. I think I'm going to go ahead and grab the card base. This is a piece of cherry cobbler, 5.5 by 8.5. So this one is an alternative to another design in my card kit. And I'm going to grab a piece of basic white. This one is a 5 by 3 3/4. Make sure I got the right size. Yep. And I'm going to use quite a few strips of that Painted Christmas. These are 5 strips. They're all 1 inch by 3 3/4. I'm going to lay them down the way I liked them to be. And I'm actually using different designs than what I used in the card club again. There we go. So that's going to be something like that. Now, the reason I'm putting it on cardstock and not just on here is because we're going to wrap some ribbon around here. So I'm going to take this. And you don't have to keep them held down. I just kind of kept them in the order I liked. It's a little faster for me to grab them. Actually, I think I like it better there. So this is going to be at the bottom. The reason I'm holding it this way is so I can see the edges of my cardstock better. So I'm putting it right along the edges because we're going to cover this piece of basic white up completely. And of course, you can always use different sides. Oops, that's the side I want to use. I liked the pine cones on this one. So I'm going to put it right up against the first one. Okay. And we'll take this one. This is a good way to use some of your scraps up and be able to show more designs. I like doing this. Oops, I've lost my chat on YouTube. Let me get you guys back up here. Don't know why that happened because I didn't touch it. There we go. You're back. Oh, hi, Jean. Oh, good. I'm glad. Thanks for saying it's pretty. I appreciate that. Put this on here. I struggled with coming up with an alternative for this one. I don't know why. I was originally going to use, I think it's just because I picked the wrong stamp set. I was going to use the gnomes, and I didn't want to use too many. It would have looked cute with 2 gnomes on it. But I was trying to just use one so you wouldn't have to sit there and watch me color forever and ever and ever. Because the gnome set would definitely still work with this card too. So put this right here. And then this one. Well, I got to wheel this back up, get that adhesive working again. There we go. I'm getting near the end of this one. Seems like I'm always getting near the end. I make a lot of cards, though. Haven't for the last couple weeks. It's nice to be making cards again. You know you're sick when you're too sick to come to your office and make cards. Okay, now sometimes, this time doesn't look like I did. I have had a little white right here still show. Then I just cut it off with you can use your cutter or you can use your scissors to trim that off. But you don't want to see any white. You just want to see that. Now I'm going to grab a piece of that gold shimmer ribbon. This is a 6-inch piece. Once again, I'm going to put some adhesive on each end. You could use glue dots too if your adhesive doesn't stick very well. But our seal does really good getting on most of the ribbons we have anyway. Okay, I'm going to bring it down just a little farther than I normally do. Like that. Okay, and since the ribbon's on there, we can go ahead and put this on the card base. Oops, looks like I cut those just a little too long. That's another thing. This is why I put the DSP on before I put this whole thing onto the card base also. Because now I can turn this over and take my paper snips and just cut right along, if I can get hold of them, right along that white cardstock, just so that paper's the right length. There we go. Get those out of the way. Now we'll put, it's a little hard to do that if it's already attached to the card. Put a little bit on top of the ribbon so it doesn't pop off there. And this will just go right in the center. I made this a little smaller than I normally do because I wanted more of that red to show, more of that cherry cobbler. That cherry cobbler is my favorite red that we have. Has been for years. So now I'm going to grab another piece of basic white. This is what we're going to stamp on. This one is 4 by 2 3/4. I just caught myself saying we. I will do that. Those of you that watch my recorded videos, I always do it as a stamp with me. So a lot of people stamp along with me in those videos. You can do that with the live too. So I always say we because I feel like there are people out there that are doing it with me. So let's grab this and I'm reading somebody. Oh, Debbie. Okay. Oh, with the seal, if you do a check mark, here, let me show you. Well, I'll show you here in a minute when I get ready to use it. I always make just a little check mark to cut it because it does, if you just lift it up, sometimes it pulls the adhesive back and you really need to have adhesive right here along the top of the roller for it to work. So sometimes I still pull, like a minute ago, I had to kind of wheel it up so I could make sure I had some adhesive here on the end because I'm telling you to do it anyway. But if you get it cut, and it doesn't have to be a major cut, just kind of make a little bitty check mark. It usually just cuts right where you need it and you can keep going with it. And also don't use really hard pressure with it. Use a lighter pressure. If you use a real hard pressure, that's when it quits working too. So use a lighter pressure. That might help. And I can tell here too, I might have to clean this up. These cases, sometimes the adhesive gets all gunky right here. So you can take some undo, or I can't remember, is it Goo Gone? I think that probably works too, but I use undo. It's an adhesive remover. And clean this up because sometimes when these get really messed up with adhesive, this starts getting messed up. So those are a few tips. So with the stamping, I'm grabbing the big pine leaf here. Excuse me. At least I'm not coughing as bad as I was at the beginning of the video. My goodness. Okay, so I'm only inking up the branches. I'm not the pine needles, that is. I'm not doing the actual stem here because I'm just going to have some going clear across the front. So I'm going to actually, I'm only doing these two, but that's okay. I inked it up just in case some of this got on there. So we've got that there. And I'm going to go over to the right just a little bit and stamp it again. So it kind of looks like we have some branches behind it. They're a little farther away, so they're a little lighter. So now I'll get this inked up. Can't remember if I said the color. This is the Evening Evergreen. I'm going to put this one right next to it. And I think I'm going to move it over to the left a little bit this time. There we go. So now we've got some branches on there. And let's grab our memento pad. And here are all 3 of the ornaments. And I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do the thin one for the middle. And this one's going to be the one that comes down the farthest. It's going to look like it's hanging from the tree. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting out of this screen a little bit. There we go. And then this one, it's a little shorter anyway, but I'm going to raise it up just a little bit. Put it over here. And then we'll take the last ornament. And I think I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. Kind of like them being different heights. And now we're going to color these in. I'm going to bring in my cherry cobbler again and my blender pen. And the ones I decided to do, I'm going to do the bottom of this one with my cherry cobbler. And I'm using that light touch again that I mentioned earlier. It just makes it so it doesn't make too many streaks and it colors just a little smoother that way. And I always color the parts that I'm okay with it being a little darker. Because as you go, it gets lighter because the ink, you're using up the ink. And I decided to leave the top white, so it looks like it's got snow on the top of the ornament. And I also decided to do this one with the red. Now with this one being round, I'm kind of making little brush strokes that just curve with the ornament. I think it works a little better that way rather than going back and forth. I'm going to add a little more up here, make it a little darker. There we go. Just keep going around like so. And when I make when I go down with one stroke, I lift it back up again like you do with a paintbrush. Now I don't just keep scribbling. I kind of lift it up again and then go back down and make another stroke. So I think that helps it. I actually have been painting with or coloring with blender pens forever. I kind of learned some tips while I was doing these the other day. So we'll go ahead and clean this up. Just keep wiping on it till I don't see any red ink coming out anymore. Now I'm going to grab the soft seafoam ink pad. And I will color this. I'm just going to color 2 of the stripes. This is a real light green. There we go. Clean that one off. You can see how when I got the red off really good because that definitely looks green. Okay, and then we'll bring in the soft succulent. I'm going to do the other stripes on this one in the soft succulent. Using those the light touch again. Take that off. And then I'm going to use Evening Evergreen. It's not quite as much color in with this because ornaments are smaller. So I'm just going to do the flower type thing. Actually, it's probably more of a snowflake, maybe. I'm not sure. But there we go. I'm going to leave that white circle. You leave the circle white. And I thought, okay, I didn't want to leave these little toppers white. So I'm using crumb cake because I thought that would kind of give it a gold look. Now, sometimes ornaments either have a gold topper or silver topper. So to stick with the colors I already had, I'm using my crumb cake. So there we go. That is all the coloring for this one. And let's see, what else do we need to do? Okay, oh, we do need one more thing. Actually, oh yeah, just a couple more things we need to stamp. I'm going to grab my inside of my card. This is a 5 1/4 by 4. And before I start stamping, I took 3 more strips because I kind of wanted to have that look that I had on the front. These are 4 by 1/2 inch, okay? Kind of lay them the way you like them. I think I'll put that red one in the middle since these are more green and brown. Because I thought this would help it coordinate with the front of the card. I want to put the DSP down first because that way I know where I want to stamp my greeting because we do have a stamp in the set that's really good for the inside of the card. So I've got that one there. Then I said I like the red one in the middle. So we're real close to being done with this one. Yeah, I like it too. Let's see who said that. Betty. There we go. I need to clean my glasses. But yeah, this is decorated with happiness. I love this bundle. The dies in it are really neat too. I really like the dies. I've actually done a video with this using the dies, and I've got a link actually to that video in the video description. I try to pick out some videos you might like to see too. So if you want to see another card with this bundle, you can see that. It was one of my lives then too, so you can fast forward till you get to it if you just want to see the part of the video where I make that card. Okay, so now we've got this on there. Let's see if I'm... Oh, good, Colette. I'm glad you like it. And Carol. Oh, thanks, Carol. This is my favorite of the two. I did like that gnome card, but I think this one might be my favorite of the two. Then I will grab... Where'd it go? We've got this, the one that says, wishing you a season decorated with happiness and wonder. And I'm going to stamp it with my cherry cobbler. And if you haven't used photopolymer stamps before, don't fret. The red will stain This, as you can tell, there's a little bit of a red tint to this too. That's okay. You can still see through them. That's the most important thing. So I'm going to stamp this here. And we've got the inside done. So let's go ahead and put that on the inside of the card. Oh, and see, there's my little check. I just do it real subtle. And sometimes I'll go a different direction, Debbie. That way it doesn't pull too hard, because sometimes it might make the whole tape kind of move over. So I just kind of do a light touch and do a little bit of a check. Now, I kind of over-exaggerated then so you could see what I was meaning. Oh, hi, Janice. Glad you're here. Okay, we're going to put this right inside, like so. And I didn't like it just being white. I wanted a little bit of a border around here, like a mat, but I still wanted to see a lot of this designer series paper. So, oh, hi, Jan. Glad you're back. Excuse me. And this is a piece of vellum cardstock. This is in the annual catalog. This one is a 4.5 by 3.25. So I'm going to be sticking this right in the middle, and we're still going to be able to see that DSP through the vellum. Sometimes I forget to use vellum. And I was glad I thought of it this time. I thought, oh, that'll be perfect. So this will go right in the middle. Hopefully I'm seeing the vellum right. That looks pretty good. And because we don't want to put any adhesive where the vellum is showing, where the vellum shows, I'm only putting seal behind the white layer because we can see that through the vellum. Well, reel that on. See, it's starting to stick to my, yep, I'm definitely going to have to clean that up a little bit. Okay, so we will bring this in, and this will go right in the center, like so. Okay. Now this is something I did a little different from my original. I just put one little knotted ribbon right here. This one I decided to take 3 4-inch pieces. I'm going to tie them all just in a single knot. Okay. Let's do this one. What I should have done was tied 2 of them and just did one for you, but single knots go pretty fast. I very rarely do double knots. I will if I have to, if I'm afraid it's going to come untied. But usually with things like this, single knot works just fine, and it makes it so the knot's a little bigger. It doesn't get all crumped up, or messed up, actually. Okay, and then I'm going to take a hold of the knot and kind of pull these up because I kind of like these angled more. So do the same thing here. Grab the side of the knot I like the best. I can also play with it once it gets on the card. It's actually probably easier to do it once it's on the card. I'm going to grab my glue dots if I can find where I put them. There we go. And because now these look fine with the black bows, but I thought, okay, we're going to have some more green, gold on here, get some more bling on here. And I'm just going to cover up that bow. And this is a lot longer than it needs to be. So I'm going to grab my scissors. I'm going to cut them short, but I kept it a little long for tying. If you make them too short, it is so hard to tie a knot because there's nothing to hold on to. So there we go. So we've got that one. Grab another glue dot. When I made my first card, I actually tied all of these and then put them on, and the strands kept getting in the way. So now I think it's a little easier to go ahead and cut them after you attach them, and then attach the next one. That way they're not getting in the way of each other. I don't mind them overlapping a little bit. Actually, I kind of like that. This one's not angling very well for me. There we go, much better. And here is this one. So now we have some pretty gold ribbon on each of our ornaments, covering up those black ones. This. I'm doing them all at an angle. So there we go. So now we've got the ribbon on all of our ornaments. And we have to use those pretty festive pearls. So I'm going to bring these in. I'm going to put a gold one. Oh, I forgot to do the greeting. Let's hurry up and do the greeting. So where did I put that? We've got this, and I just grabbed a scrap piece of the white. This one happens to be a 1 3/4 by 1. I will stamp the Christmas greetings right here. I can't believe I almost forgot that. Okay. Now I'm going to do what I did before. You can just use the rectangle, but that was covering up too much of my ornament. So I'm going to grab these scissors, and this one I think is kind of looks a little neater cut out more than the other one did. So I'm kind of going along that line to try to stay, sorry, get back on the screen here. Moving the cardstock. Kind of doing little swirls here, or curves. Go around this way. I'm not going super close because I don't want this to get too thin because it's going to tear. I'm going to get closer to the S and I'll curve back up. Hope you guys are doing okay. This video is a little longer, but I did a lot of coughing and talking, so. Okay, we're almost done here. And coloring always tends to make a life go a little bit longer. So hopefully I'll stop here for a minute so you can kind of see what I've done so far. Just keep curving it and moving the paper more than the scissors. There we go. So now we've got that cut out. Keep going to the wrong side. And this one I put on with dimensionals. And this one is big enough, so I'm just going to use the regular dimensionals. I'll put one on each end because I don't want it to wobble. And take your pick tool, take that paper backing off. And then I'm going to put this one down here. I could put it over here, but there's a little more white over here, so I'm going to put it over here. What I could have done, if you really like it on the right side better, you could swap these out, and then there'd be more white showing here to put your Christmas greetings. Now we're going to put that bling on. I just didn't want to forget that greeting. At this time, so I used, the cherry cobbler are used. Those were on the other card that I'm not doing an alternative for. So if I use a soft succulent, now I'm going to use the silver and the gold. I decided to put a gold one on each corner of the vellum. I think that kind of makes it so you can see the vellum a little bit more too. Looks like it's a little bit of a frame. There's not much of the corner showing here, but there is a little bit. So I'm going to kind of put it down here underneath. Lift up the greeting a little bit. There we go. It would look funny if I didn't put it there since the other corners have it. And one right here. And I'm going to grab a silver one, put it right here in the middle of this ornament. And then I'm going to put one here on the tip of this one. And this one went back and forth where I put on the tip or up here at the top, and I decided to go on the top just so it's a little different from the others. So that is that card. So this is my second alternative for my card club. And those of you that came late, if you want to know about my card club, there is a link to that below in the video description. Just click on that and you'll find out all about my card club and everything that comes with this month's club. I showed that at the beginning of the video, so you might want to watch that once the live's over. And here's the other card. So everybody that's commented and during the live and comment when they watch the recording will get put in the drawing to win both of these cards. And those of you that are commenting live here today, these are the matte decorative dots that I'll be putting everybody's names on that wheel, and I'll announce the winner about 30 to 45 minutes after the live's over. I'll put it in a post on Facebook and in a post on my communities tab on my Create with Christy YouTube channel. So let's switch here, find where I'm at. There we go. I hope you enjoyed that. Excuse me. I think I need to go drink some water. So I'm so glad I was able to go live again. I really missed doing it the last 2 weeks. Well, the first week, I was pretty out of it. Last week, I missed it. But I knew I was going to be coughing like crazy last week. So I'm so glad you guys came back. Let me get my YouTube chat back up. Oh, Michelle, yeah, I love this stamp set. You're going to like it if you get it. I really like it a lot. Okay, so I will hurry up and show you for those of you that missed the very beginning. Oh, good, Barbie. I'm glad you liked them. Thanks. Look at everybody's. Hi, Jan. Yeah, I love the matte dots because the neat thing with them too, I forgot to mention this. There are 4 base colors. Oh, here I'm using my wrong camera here. There are 4 base colors, but if you can look, they're lighter versions. It gives you that ombre effect. So there's a lot you can do with these, and they're not just for Christmas. Like I said, they were in the holiday catalog, but you could use those all year long easy. So those are for the drawing for people watching the live. Okay, I was going to show you real quick. Don't forget about the free shipping. I don't want you to miss out on that because that saves you so much money. And that ends at 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time tonight. Place at least a $75 order. And make sure you use my host code. I've got all that information in my thank you gifts page. Just click on that link and you can find out the free gifts that I give you when you order, including an additional gift just for ordering today during the free shipping. And here's the card club I was talking about. And make sure you check that out by clicking my monthly card club link below. And you'll get all the information on everything that you get. It'll be everything listed here, but you'll be able to look at it a little longer and learn about my card club and get subscribed if you want to join. And the next live is going to be next Tuesday, October 11th. That's my mom's birthday, but I won't see her at 3 o'clock. If I see her, it'll be in the evening. So at 3 p.m., I'll be back. I'm not sure what I'll be making, but I'll be back at 3 p.m. I hope you can be back too. So I do believe that is it for today. So again, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. It was so much fun. And if you're watching on YouTube, well, even on Facebook too, if you don't want to miss any of my recorded videos, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've got a link to that in the video description if you're watching on Facebook. And you subscribe and get notifications from YouTube every time I upload videos. Okay, see you again next week, guys. Bye.